So even though it's really common in today's society to accept one gender going into the opposite pole, masculine, feminine, okay, one thing that a masculine man almost never does is rest into his feminine to such a degree that he would get a taste of what it's like to actually be a woman. Yeah, and maybe a lot of gay guys know this already, or a lot of guys that, experiment with, drag or whatever, like all the stuff that's, seems to be accepted in society today. But the average man's man never ventures into that realm. That is to feel into the world with all your senses and almost like relax into it and almost not necessarily submit to it, but become one with all your surroundings instead of almost being ready for combat. Like the average masculine man, he's not necessarily at war with the environment, but he's ready for it. And all the pressures of being a man, paying bills, going out making sales, having to protect people, or at least the promise of protection. These are all stresses that prevent us from going to the feminine. Well, why am I talking about this? It's because you can gain a certain intelligence about what women are looking for when you can go into that deep feminine, okay? And that will give you an advantage against other men who are competing for women. So it may sound kind of, sus, but if, at your house, you can practice almost like feeling into yourself what it would be like to be a woman, okay, as risky or as scary as that sounds, you will gain intelligence about what women are looking for. Number one, from the feminine, you can understand what it's like to be overtaken by the masculine. Okay, because they're not out trying to accomplish and take over. The opposite pole from that is wanting that, right? So now all of a sudden, like if you can understand from women's shoes, what it's like to want to be taken over, now all of a sudden it becomes a prime directive, even more so than maybe what you already had in your head, in terms of going out into the world and going after the things that you want and being assertive about getting these things. So Benny, what do you tell me? Like, I need to be a woman in my brain so that way I can be more of a man? No, but what I'm actually saying is that if you can do this in pockets, in the privacy of your home, in brief windows, it gives you intelligence about what women are looking for. So if you have aspirations of being a ladies' man or getting the exact type of women that you've always wanted, this is one way to better understand them. The more that you understand them, the better you're going to perform in the dating world.